Hi, we are Team Mentch, and our designers are Chelsea Lee, Philip Wong, and Yuri Hayashi. We also had help from our industry expert, Dr. Shuo. Studies have shown that there are considerable inequalities in mental health where race, ethnic, and gender minorities suffer due to lack of good quality healthcare, cultural stigma, and many other reasons. In 2020, a study showed that 86% of psychologists were white. This often leads to provider biases or simply a lack of trust and comfortability from immigrants who do not speak English well. There are three types of treatment commonly used for mental health: psychological therapy, which involves seeing a therapist; biological, which involves medication; and social support networks, which involves friends and family. Patients, especially people of color, if they're lucky, may have access to one of these, but even then, it's often not enough. So many immigrants who come to the U.S. do not speak English or doesn't speak it well. Based on U.S. Census 2020, this is about 20% of American households, majority being Spanish and Chinese. They either bring a translator to a therapy session, which takes double the time and things get lost in translation often, or simply don't go due to cultural stigma and uncomfortability in sharing with strangers from a different cultural background. Also, many do not have proper health insurance to cover therapy costs or medicine. Our project goal is to help immigrants with language barriers to find a therapist they can trust. This typically means someone who speaks the same language and fit their cultural background. However, as mentioned previously, this is often not enough, as therapists are busy and cannot be involved with the patients day to day. Plus, many cannot afford healthcare and don't have medical insurance. Hence, we also want to ensure that patients have access to free support group therapy with others who are in the same similar ethnic background. So at first, we were focused on only creating a booking platform that will connect non-English speakers with the right therapists. As we discussed more, we realized we need to go one step further and help ethnic communities come together to support each other too. Universal healthcare is about including everyone, even those who cannot afford to pay. Free support groups will also lessen the burden on one therapist. We will go over these steps in detail once we get into the prototype. Our solution is to create a language-friendly booking website that can help non-fluent immigrants book an appointment easily with a therapist whom they can trust and connect with support group with people of their ethnic background. Each therapist that uses our platform pays an annual subscription fee of $1,000 for which Mentch connects them with patients looking for their services, increase exposure of the practices, and host group therapy sessions. Doctors are incentivized to subscribe with us because of our ethnic-specific focus, from our easy-to-translate website to cultural-friendly interfaces and access to support groups. We will now run through a demo of our prototype. So this is a prototype for Mentch. First off, you can see a very prominent banner here where you can click on different languages and translate the site automatically. We also use Google Translate where it directs you to plugin for languages that may not be available here. What you would do in the site is that you would find your therapist, someone who hopefully you can identify with. Most important feature for a lot of people would be the language, the insurance, age that the therapist treated, adults, kids, etc., specialty, and location. So if you click on location and you click, and you can also change these filters, click search, it gives you a list of providers. What's neat about this site is that oftentimes people would click on one provider and then go into a different page, find their appointment slots, and realize that they may not have the available slots. Go back to this page, click on a different provider, and repeat that process over. What you do here is that you actually choose up to 5 different providers. So in case you can choose 1, you can choose 2, and I could choose a few more. And I click book, and it brings you to this page where you can see the ones you chose. And here you can schedule appointments. So if I click on the 15th, for example, it gives you a list of all the doctors as well as all their available times all in one place. In this case, I would book, let's say this one, and I could confirm. Everything else here is now straightforward. You can fill out this questionnaire that a lot of people request just to see, get a gauge of where you're at. Additional comments, next, general information, health insurance numbers, etc. You also upload a photo and then book. Here you go, confirm. Thank you for booking your appointment. Appointment will be here. As mentioned before, we don't want to stop here. We don't want to just stop at a one-on-one. We actually want to encourage people to book our free group sessions. So in this case, you can see learn more. You can choose one of them, and then it brings you to a different site. It gives you more information with more pictures, more descriptions, and etc. Here you can click book, and then you can have your second booking. So now you booked with your one-on-one therapist, and then you also book your group session as well. Thank you for your time. We hope that you can agree that mental health is a serious issue and many don't have access for help, many being non-English speakers. Especially with mental health being tied to one's worth and identity, trust and comfortability with therapists is of utmost importance. Mentch is here to help immigrants connect with not just a single therapist, but a vast network of support groups who can build each other up. It's important to remind ourselves that no matter how distant and uncertain and lonely we feel, we are truly not alone. And thank you once again.